and just come out here and soak it in, fill your soul, and then leave it in peace. Bone remains the last person who hiked out here. Pretty well weathered, but pretty cool little panel. I wouldn't be surprised if that thing is froze solid clear to the bottom. Hey everyone, MinerBiker here. We're miner hiking again today. We're out to the east of Farron, Castledale, that area. We're right on the edge of the San Rafael Swell, right up towards the north end of it. We are hiking out to what is called Sid's Cabin and Sid's Mountain, out in the Sid's Mountain Wilderness area. Very cool hike. We did it a few years ago, about a 16-mile-ish hike out to this old homestead, way out in the heart of the north end of the swell here, out in wilderness area. Absolutely spectacular. Gorgeous canyons. This goes off this way and joins up with the San Rafael River at the top of Little Grand Canyon. We're gonna drop down and then you follow the canyon just a little ways and then we go up the other side and up over to there. Down we go. You doggies. Head on down, bud. What, you want me to go first? I don't know where you guys are going. Alrighty, made it down to the bottom. Little beaver dam. Yes, there are beavers out here that live out here in the desert. Now that we're in the bottom, we actually head north, downstream just a little bit to get to where we climb up and out the other side. In case there was any doubt about there being desert dwelling beavers out here, that big old tree got chewed off by beavers. I've seen beavers down in the main San Rafael River Canyon when we hiked down to the Sorrel Mule Mine. Check out that video, it'll be in the cards in the upper right hand corner. You've seen beavers there along the main San Rafael River. When we come to this one a few years ago, didn't see any signs of beaver down in this canyon. Obviously they've moved up here from the main river. They better not go too crazy. They don't have any trees left because there's not that many. Here's where we start our climb up the other side, up the cliff. Just a rough old stock trail. For the most part, not too hard to follow. It's pretty beaten in. Seen a lot of hooves over the years. Cows and horses out here. You're rolling in the snow. You little dog. It's hard and crusty, isn't it? This really reminds me of the old Jepson goat trail down on No Man's Mesa. So this is easier to follow. This one's actually still fairly worn in. That whole goat trail is pretty much completely gone. Now it's really like the old goat trail. Woo, up through the crack, up onto the top. Remnants of old gate up here. old wire fence they could use back in the day to block off that one trail. That's all I had to do. Fence off one trail right here, and their livestock couldn't get down. Such gorgeous, big country. Now they're up through the canyon. It's pretty much just a pretty leisurely hike up here across these kind of high plateaus here in this north end of the swell, just following this old livestock trail all the way out to the cabin. So it's about 2.5 miles to get through the canyon from the parking spot, and I think it's about another 2.5-ish or so from here out to the cabin. Pretty easy going. We trekked our way about 2 miles from the edge of the cliff, or from the edge of the canyon. It's kind of cool right here. You kind of cross from one little plateau to another. You got a canyon on both sides. This ancient old wooden fence made of axe cut logs. This old fence right across this one spot here. They could push their horses or their cows, their livestock through here and out into this section out here by the cabin, and then they could just close this one gate, and that one little spot, a section of fence probably 200 feet long, was all it took to keep the animals out here. Because other than that, there's no way the animals could get off of this because it's so isolated out here. You get out where it starts to open up and you get these little sandstone buttes out in here. So we're gonna go out around this butte here on the left and loop around back that way, back over to the cabin out through all these flats. Big, wild, wide open country out here. One of the things that I love about this out here is it's so isolated, very pristine, relatively untouched by humans and domesticated animals and stuff. It's just beautiful to come out here. Try and leave as very little impact as you possibly can and just come out here and soak it in, fill your soul, and then leave it in peace. The cabin's just through there a little ways, so we're almost there. We have hiked 5.4 miles. Nice old fence line and a massively huge pinyon tree. And look, there's the cabin right there. Technically, there's actually 2 cabins out here. Whew. We have arrived. So this here is the slightly newer Coford cabin out here. Definitely not very new. Definitely hits old. Interesting how they built it up on legs. And you notice they also put upside down like pans on top of the legs. In case anyone's wondering what that is for, that is to try and keep rodents out of the cabin. So a mouse or something like that could climb its way up the wood leg, and then the idea is that it couldn't get up and over the lip of that pan to get up into the cabin, so that's why those are there. Yeah, those are old axe cut timbers, probably fir trees harvested down in the canyons. Obviously we're getting rodents in here now. Old stove, table, pieces of wire, an old shovel. Nice bone. Bone remains of the last person who hiked out here. Fairly new tarp. Cool. There's a little plaque right there, built by Clayton Coford and his sons in 1936. And an old, looks like an old wagon tongue type thing. Probably tried farming out here, I bet. There's an old axe head, look at that. That's cool. Stuck in the log. Other old stuff laying around. And then over here, this is the original Sid's cabin built by Sid Swayze. So this would have been even earlier. This is probably even, possibly even like late 1800s. And this is the old actual Sid's cabin. They built by Sid Swayze. His brother Joe Swayze is the one that built Swayze cabin over by Eagle Canyon. Yeah, this one is Sid's cabin. So cool. And then their old wood corral over here. Tell you one thing, there's some tough people. It's been a lot of work to try and make a living out here. A lot of work. They done it. They lived out here, at least for a while. I don't know for sure how long. Everyone would have been a tough place. Don't make people like that anymore. You're up on the side of the little butte here, looking down at the corral, Sid's cabin, and the Coford cabin. And out across the flat, you can see all the way over to Hillguard Mountain over there, and up by Fish Lake. So beautiful. Hey, what you think? You having fun? Now we're continuing eastward from where the cabins are. Gonna loop around east and then north a little bit past Sid's Mountain out here, and then gonna head back down a little canyon that you can take. It'll take you down past some petroglyphs, some really cool water pools and stuff down the canyon, and then you can cross country from that canyon, the bottom of that canyon, back over to the trail to get back through the main canyon. So make kind of a loop. Really cool out here. That guy right there is Sid's Mountain, and this over here is the top of the canyon that we're gonna go down, leaving the flats behind and going to the northwest now. We're gonna start heading down into this canyon over here, down into the cliffs. We got a nice green water. This canyon's so cool to hike down through. There are some just massive water pools down here. They're here year round. Even in the middle of a hot, dry summer, you can come out here and there'll be water pools in this canyon. Okay, we have found the petroglyph panel. We found it before when we were out here a few years ago. Couldn't remember exactly where it was, but we found it again. Pretty well weathered, but pretty cool little panel in here. I'm sure there's more of them out here, but this is the one that I know of for sure. What your dog doing? Couple more right here, right there. Some idiots out here who have to leave their mark on it too. Cool. Beautiful canyon. It's gorgeous with the snow over there on the cliffs. Last time we were out here, right in this area, we found a perfectly complete arrowhead. Lots of little pieces of flint all over the place, but I don't think we're gonna get that lucky again. The canyon starts getting pretty rugged. There's a whole series of big dry falls down through this canyon, and each one has a great big pool of water at the bottom of it. It's really cool. This is our first one. Eat that snow. You little dog. This is the bottom of that first dry fall that we were up at the top of just a minute ago. Super pretty down in here. It's just gorgeous. Another nice big pool. very icy. Last time we was out here, like 3 years ago, it was a warmer time of year and there's actually little frogs in that pool. Another smaller pool right up there in that little side canyon. Right down to the pond. It's so pretty. Absolutely gorgeous. I think the last time we were here, I think the water was a little bit higher. It's definitely a lot warmer. So cool, so pretty. Cool. So cool. Probably pretty thick. That latest pool, now from the bottom, has some thick solid ice in there. Good heavens. We have dogs on the ice.
Poker, be careful around the edges.
Oh, I don't think that stuff's going anywhere. I wouldn't be surprised if that thing is froze solid clear to the bottom. There's a big old hole. You can tell that had ice over it and it's like the water like soaked in or something. And then the ice caved in. Okay, made it down and around to the bottom of that one. We're looking back up at it. This one really looks like you can tell like the ice was at a certain level down in there. Then like as the water soaked into the ground, then the ice is broken through and collapsed. Pretty cool looking. These big old cottonwood trees that are living out here in this canyon. That right there goes to show us water's here year round. Support trees like that out here. Tromping on down the canyon. We're about there. 9.5 miles right now. We were at 6 at the cabin. So we've come 3.5 miles since the cabin. Oh, a cool little undercut there. Also all full of ice. Alrighty, we finally made it to the bottom of the canyon. We're at almost 11 miles here. Right up here, this canyon that we've been following just ends in a big, massive dry fall that dumps off into that main canyon that we crossed through at the start of the hike. So definitely cannot get out the bottom of this canyon unless you had a lot of rappelling gear. And another big hole. Another hole with a whole bunch of sand-covered ice in it. You can see this kind of tapers into a little bit of a slot right here for just a minute. And right there, it just goes through that crack and dives off down in the main canyon. So you got a little mini slot canyon right here, and then probably a couple 100-foot sheer drop straight off the edge of that. So cool, so pretty. Now we're working our way up and out the side of the canyon here. It's kind of cool. There's actually some natural caves up here, right up just above the end of the canyon. Kind of cool little spot. Big natural alcoves in here. Up into there. What you think, bud? There's a window into the next room. We'll go around. I could fit through there if I took my pack off, but I don't think that's worth doing. And here we are on the other side that we're just peeking through into. Right through there. We're back into the first side that we were in. So you can see there's kind of black staining on the roof in here. I've seen some, heard something about, there's some speculation that it's either the Indians or some old timer cowboys out here used these for shelter and probably built fires in here. I don't think anybody's done it for a long time, but speculation somebody used it because you got smoke soot stains on the roof, so somebody built fires in here at one time. Be a good natural shelter. Hey, what's up in there, doggies? Go check it out. Go see what's up there. He's a cave dog. You goof. All right, made it on the top. Come on, buddy, get a running start. Come on, just go. Come on. There you go. Had to get a little momentum. Had to get a run at it. Now we just kind of traverse along the top here in this general direction until we meet back up with our main trail that we went out on. This is the canyon we just come down. The main trail goes up over there, so we just gotta kind of follow this rim around roughly back until we meet up with the trail. Alrighty, made her back to the main trail that we went out on. All right, there's the trail that we went out on. Now we've completed the loop, and now we're heading back the way we came. Alrighty, made it back to the rim of the canyon. Just got to get all the way over there. Short little hop across. Hi. That's right, dog hike. That reminds me so much of the goat trail. That's crazy on these rock sections, just how much scarring you can see from years and years of hooves. Would be kind of a cool trail to come and try and ride if it was a wilderness area. Obviously it is wilderness, so I'm not gonna do it. If it wasn't wilderness though, I might be tempted to bring the fat bike out here and try and ride out to the cabin. You'd have to hike a bike a few spots through the canyon, but most of it actually be pretty cool. But wilderness area, no bicycles, unless they ever change that, then I might try it. Oh, it's pretty with the evening coming on. So pretty. Pretty anyways, but it's really pretty this time of day. When the desert is at its best, sunrise and sunset. Just lights up. Last little bit of the descent down into the bottom. And we just gotta go up the canyon a little ways, cross the creek a couple times, and climb up and out. Marvelous and excellent. 13.5 miles. Alrighty, made her down into the bottom, back into all the bushes. Hooker. You silly. Go down and dip your brisket. Oh, hold it right there. Stop. That is really pretty. With the sun on the cliffs behind you and the reflection of it in the water. Well, don't inhale it. You're not supposed to inhale the water. And you cough. Alrighty. We made it to where we turn and head up and out. Last bit of the sun hitting the cliffs. Up you, Hooker. Good boy. And up over the top. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. Sun setting over there over Skyline Drive. Beautiful. Nicely done. Up the last hill. I think we're gonna make it. We was way out over there past where you can see. Well, everyone, that does it for hiking out to Sid's cabin, and then detour down that canyon past all the water holes down to the caves and stuff. So good, so much fun. We are at 15.24 miles, climbed to 2,255 feet. Probably 3/4 of that's just getting in and out of the big canyon here twice. Good stuff, absolutely love it. So thanks everybody for watching. Check out the other videos on the channel if you haven't already, especially any that will be linked, including the playlist for hiking, the playlist for the San Rafael Swell, the time when we hiked to the Sorrel Mule Mine up in the San Rafael River Canyon, just up that way a little ways, which was super fun. So check those videos out. If you've subscribed already, thank you so much. If you haven't, I invite you to do so. It really helps out, means a lot, helps the channel grow. And leave us a comment down below, like that hit button. Keep digging up new places to ride or hike.